Welcome to Great Chefs of the World, a culinary survey featuring premier chefs from around the globe.
The appetizer comes from Dublin, Ireland. John Howard presents cubes of smoked haddock baked with cream, tomato concassé, and grated mozzarella cheese. Then the main course is done at Dijon, France. Jean-Pierre Bilou offers a favorite fish of the French, John Dory, topped with a vegetable mixture and coated with egg white. Then for the finale, we go to São Paulo, Brazil. Mara Rocamello prepares spicy bavarois, which is not an overstatement. It's sponge cake and mousse loaded with spices. John Howard's Le Coq Hardy has garnered several culinary awards, particularly its wine cellar. Wine Spectator gave it the Award of Excellence 4 years running, and Egon Ronay named the owner Chef of the Year in 1997. His appetizer is a signature dish at the restaurant, Coq Hardy Smokies.
And it's quite a simple dish, but it's a dish we've been running at Le Coq Hardy for the length of time it's open, 22 years. And basically the ingredients are smoked haddock, tomato, cheese, either Gruyere, Emmental, or even mozzarella, fresh cream, some herbs, and some black pepper.
The smoked haddock is skinned and then cut into chunks. The heavy cream goes on top of the fish and tomato. Then the combination of shredded Gruyere and mozzarella. The dish is baked at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes.
Here we have our finished dish, Coq Hardy Smokies, baked in the oven for 15-20 minutes, 175, 180 degrees. Served with some crispy bread and some lemon.
In the Burgundy region, in fact throughout France, wine and food festivals abound. There is an annual gastronomic fest in Dijon that even rivals neighboring Lyon. The food, like the region, is robust and straightforward. Jean-Pierre Bilou at Pré au Clair reflects this with John Dory and vegetables.
Donc qui est levé, donc vous le faites lever par le poissonnier. Hein?
A John Dory filet is trimmed. The skin is left on.
Voilà. Des blancs d'œufs que je casse à la fourchette un petit peu. Salé légèrement.
Egg whites are seasoned with salt and pepper.
Bon, je vais passer mon filet de Saint-Pierre dedans pour pouvoir faire coller les légumes dessus. Hein? Voilà. La brunoise de légumes, donc c'est des petits légumes taillés qui ont été cuits avec de la graine de moutarde. Hein?
This is powdered mustard. It was mixed with diced carrot, turnip, shallot, onion, and celery, which were pre-cooked.
Voilà, je le panne. Voilà. Voilà. Par contre, là, il me faudrait du beurre. C'est ce que j'ai pas. Voilà. Voilà, dans la poêle, je vais mettre un petit peu de beurre. Merci.
The fish is cooked in butter in a non-stick sauté pan.
Voilà. Je vais l'amener à noisette, mettre le filet dedans.
He wants the butter to be slightly brown. The purpose of the egg white on the non-skin side was to hold the vegetable mixture in place.
Voilà. Je vais faire cuire ça en le mouillant avec ça, un petit peu de jus d'huître. Voilà.
Skin side down. Sweet white wine will deglaze. He says the skin has to be crisp before the wine is added.
Ah, ici, tu me donnes un petit peu d'eau. On fait attention à ce que le beurre reste bien noisette, hein, qu'il ne colore pas.
He says make sure the butter doesn't get too dark.
C'est ce qui donne mauvais goût. Hein. Là, un petit peu de jus d'huître.
Oyster juice is added. And water.
Un peu d'eau.
The pan is covered and the filet cooked for about 4 or 5 minutes.
Là, je couvre, c'est comme s'il cuisait à l'étouffée. Voilà.
Raw oysters will thicken the sauce.
Donc, je vais les mettre dans le bol, mais en attendant que la... Voilà. Et là-dedans, je rajouterai la cuisson du filet de Saint-Pierre.
The cover is removed and the filet taken out. Then the liquid is reduced.
Voilà. Faire réduire un tout petit peu ça.
He says he will reduce the liquid for about 2 minutes, then add it to the oysters to help bind the sauce.
C'est les huîtres qui serviront de liaison pour la sauce. Donc là, c'est assez réduit. Je mets dedans. pour émulsionner. Je vais la passer dans la petite passoire pour la mettre au point. Je peux la goûter. Un petit peu de citron.
Lemon juice.
Voilà, je finis. Voilà.
In 1998, Mara Rocamello opened her pastry specialty operation, Café Patisserie, in São Paulo, Brazil. Prior to that, she spent a good deal of time working in New York, most notably at Le Cirque. Her education includes an advanced business degree, but pastry's her thing, like this spicy bavarois.
So we're going to do the spice bavaroise, which consists in a spice sponge cake, a cinnamon tea mousse, and then we're going to decorate with some chocolate rounds and some aspic and some spices. So first I'm going to do the cinnamon spicy sponge cake. We're going to put the eggs in a bowl, and with the whisk attachment, we're going to beat for a while. Start a little bit in medium, and then I'll go through high. We're going to use some sugar. We're going to beat the eggs a little bit, add the sugar, and then we're going to coat in some flour with some spices. We use cinnamon, ginger, coriander, and cardamom. And then we're going to preheat the oven to 300 Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake it for 25 minutes. You're going to put the batter in a half-sheet pan with some parchment paper or with some silpat. I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar, but I'm going to add like in 2 steps. So while this beating, I'm going to explain a little bit of the cinnamon tea mousse. So the cinnamon tea mousse, you're going to put in a saucepan some heavy cream and some cinnamon tea sachet. You're going to boil for 2 or 3 minutes. You're going to take out of the flame, let it infuse for 5 minutes, and then we're going to strain it. Just press, because the sachet retains some of the liquid. And you want to have the cinnamon tea taste.
Gelatin melted in a little water will be added to the mixture later.
You're going to let this, it's already cooled down a little bit.
While the eggs and sugar expand for the cake, the chef continues with the mousse.
Then we're going to have some eggs and some sugar again, egg yolks. We're going to put the egg yolks in a bowl and mix with the sugar. Then we're going to beat until it gets a little bit fluffy and a very pale color. You can use electrical mixer, or you can just like beat by hand a little bit. It's not going to take that much.
The gelatin has dissolved.
So here we have the gelatin dissolved. We're going to mix in here. And then we're going to add the egg yolks and sugar. And we're going to put over a bain-marie and beat until it thickens a little bit. So we're getting back to the cake. So the mixture, it's fluffy and coat pale. So I'm putting a low, medium speed, and I'm going to pour the flour.
Remember, the flour also contains cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and coriander.
Very slowly, so it doesn't go straight to the bottom of the bowl. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to finish this. By hand, just fold it, gentle. It's very important that the batter doesn't lose the volume. So that's why you cannot mix it very fast. So this is the way the batter sheet looks, consistency. You're going to put in a half sheet pan. Spread gentle.
Bake at 325 degrees for 20 minutes or until the sides shrink a little. Meanwhile, back to the mousse.
So this is the egg yolks and the sugar. I'm going to mix a little bit. And then you're going to put this over a bain-marie to fix a little bit more. So now we're going to do the aspic. The aspic, it's liquid with some gelatin and sugar, water, and some gelatin. We're going to dissolve everything. It's to cover the spice bavaroise to give a little bit shiny. So in a saucepan, I'm going to put the sugar. And the water. I'm going to put it on a medium-high heat, let it boil, and then I'm going to add the gelatin, mix it very well, and let it cool. So we're going to finish the mousse. This is the mixture, the egg yolk, sugar, and the cinnamon infusion. We're going to fold in the whipped cream. And then we're going to reserve a little bit, just to cool down a little bit more. So this is the spice cake. It's very soft, has a very nice smell and taste because of the spices. So I cut them in this shape using this cake ring. Again, you can use any other shape, round ones if you want to make it squares. So you can pick any cake ring that you like most. So I'm going to fit this in here. Make sure it's very tight, because if the mousse in the beginning can run a little bit. So I'm going to put the mousse.
Refrigerate until set, probably at least 2 to 3 hours.
This is the aspic. So we're going to put some aspic in the center. You don't want to put too much. Just want to put some. You're going to add, just to give it tiny.
The chocolate rounds are placed around the sides. Gilding the lily, as it were, more spice. Black pepper, cinnamon sticks, star anise, and others garnish.
I'm going to put this. So I'm going to give some. I'm going to run some cloves in here. This is just pure vodka. So I'm going to wet brush just right here. And then I'm going to slightly brush.
Finally, edible gold dust is painted using vodka on the garnish.